Today, on how it's made, we will be making homemade unconventional bombs, according to the Teller-Ulam configuration. Unconventional bombs include, but are not limited to, atomic, nuclear, hydrogen, chemical, biological, and dirty bombs. Many of these bombs were created after World War II, during the arms race between the United States and the Soviet Union. Giant leaps and bounds in technological advancements were made during the intense power struggle. These advancements prompted the making of larger, more destructive bombs. Let's get started. First, we'll construct the outer shell that will house the primary and secondary sections of our atomic bomb. This holorod, or radiation case, traps the first stage energy inside temporarily. It achieves this feat by reflecting the energy of the explosion back at itself, retaining its energy. Next, polystyrene foam is placed inside the holorod to hold the primary and secondary sections securely in place until the explosions occur. Now we will construct the secondary section of our bomb. The secondary section is a column of fusion fuel wrapped in many layers of other components. The outermost layer of this portion is uranium-238. This acts as a pusher tamper, which serves to compress the fusion fuel. It is also known to undergo fission itself. Next, the lithium deuteride is put into place. This plays the role of the fuel for the bomb. This dry fuel, when bombarded by subatomic particles, can undergo nuclear fusion. The final part of the secondary portion to be put into place is the plutonium. Plutonium serves as a spark plug for the bomb. When compressed, this hollow column of highly reactive material undergoes nuclear fission. Now, we move on to the primary section. This portion uses the standard implosion method of a fission bomb. This means that it will make an explosion powerful enough to trigger a chain reaction and a vacuum, causing the bomb itself to implode. First, we must create the high explosive lens pattern. Special layers of high explosives are arranged into a lens pattern. This initiates the nuclear chain reaction that powers the atomic bomb. Next, uranium-238 is placed inside of the high explosive lens pattern. Inside of this is a vacuum chamber housing tritium gas. This will act as a boosting agent. And finally, we put in the last piece, the plutonium core. Now, plutonium-239 will be compressed into a smaller sphere by the layers of high explosives arranged around in the lens pattern, initiating the nuclear chain reaction that powers the atomic bomb.
A river of blood, who's gonna live? The earth is tired of humankind, and I think this world is gonna wash up in hell.
Before the bomb can be fired, they must cap an aerodynamic front end onto the nose of the bomb.
这个消息呢，他们所测定到的是在下午1点25分的06秒，在北京市区这个地方呢也有发生了2、3级地震，震源深度10公里啊。那么初步了解，这个北京呢在这个地方啊，他们也感受到了这个强震的威力。不过还好，目前并没有传出更进一步的重大的伤亡。好，我们休息一会，进广告，马上回来继续。好，我们现在又收到了这个民企有最新的讯息要传进来了哈，观众朋友，我们继续来听一下民企的最新连线报道。民企，请说。
Good afternoon and welcome to the space race. Thank you for joining us. Our competitors today are the Soviet Union, the United States, and the Nazis. It's panning out to be a beautiful day. And now to the starting line. The Nazis are favored to win this race today. The Soviet Union and the United States, on the other hand, have struggled in preparation for today's race. And they're off! Or at least the Nazis are. The United States and the Soviet Union have had a bad jump, but now they're in the race. The first obstacle that our competitors must overcome is making a ballistic missile that will fire. Oh! The Nazis seem to have already brought some. That's maybe cheating, but we'll have to see. The United States and the Soviet Union are still trying to construct their rockets, while the Nazis are already running to the next obstacle. They seem to be struggling a bit. This will be interesting, then. What is this? The Allies are bringing out an obstacle. The Potsdam Conference. How will the Nazis fare? Oh, they're having it. Oh, it's a tough time for the Nazis. They seem to be tripped up on the Potsdam Conference. It looks like he's down for the count. The United States and the Soviet Union are going to take advantage of this. They seem to be finally moving on from the rockets and moving on to the next obstacle. We will see how they do with the Potsdam Conference. Oh, well, there goes Russia. Russia, and he's over. Oh, they are taking advantage of this. He's taking his rockets, as is the United States. They have successfully launched a missile into the air. The United States better step up the game if they want to win here today. And we have a full timeout called by the United States.
William Bradford, speaking in 1630 of the founding of the Plymouth Bay Colony, said that all great and honorable actions are accompanied with great difficulties, and both must be enterprised and overcome with answerable courage. If this capsule history of our progress teaches us anything, it is that man in his quest for knowledge and progress is determined and cannot be deterred. The exploration of space will go ahead. Whether we join in it or not, we mean to be a part of it. We mean to lead it. For the eyes of the world now look into space, to the moon, and to the planets beyond. Our leadership in science and industry, our hopes for peace and security, our obligations to ourselves as well as others, all require us to make this effort, to solve these mysteries, to solve them for the good of all men. There is no strife, no prejudice, no national conflict in outer space as yet. Its hazards are hostile to us all. Its conquest deserves the best of all mankind. We choose to go to the moon. We choose to go to the moon. We choose to go to the moon in this decade and do the other thing, not because they are easy, but because they are hard. Because that challenge is one that we're willing to accept, one we are unwilling to postpone, and one we intend to win.
The United States seems to be getting some inspiration from their coach. All right, now back to the action. The United States has successfully launched the missile. Now they are neck and neck in the race. The first one to launch their rocket into space wins. Who is it going to be? The United States or the Soviet Union? The Soviets have their boosters fired. Oh, and the rocket didn't leave the launch pad. And it has left the launch pad. The United States has won the space race.
Ben, take a seat.
Alright, look, Ben. Before we begin, I just want you to know that all of us here, we're here to help you.
Absolutely.
What do you mean, help me?
Don't fool yourself. Everybody knows you have a problem. It's just admitting you have a problem.
That's okay, having a problem. I mean, don't get us wrong, everyone has problems. It's just that this one's getting a little bit too out of control.
Exactly. It's just that ever since you went to that Woodstock thing, things have been different.
Absolutely.
It's those hippies is what it is. Free-loving scoundrels. Going around spreading diseases and such.
Is this about, like, drugs or something? Because y'all know I don't do that.
Absolutely not. Ben, this is about containing yourself.
That's what she said?
Oh! You see, that's exactly what we mean.
Ben, we were watching you during that Louisiana Purchase scene.
and you took that perfectly innocent, normal dialogue, and you twisted it. You just made it sick.
What do you mean? They were asking for it. Everyone would have laughed at that. The virgin lands and they took advantage of Sacagawea. It's the way kids are.
It's not. It's the people you hang out with is what it is.
Hippies!
Absolutely.
See, I used to watch these shows. Andy Griffith and Leave It to Beaver. It's people like you that are ruining them.
How?
You're making them all dirty. Society will never be the same because of it.
Absolutely.
It's just the way society is headed. People are waking up to the fact that they don't have to be constrained by your Victorian ideals and that they can actually be who they want to be. You don't have to fight. You may as well just join along and be a part of it all.
Absolutely.
Wait, no! Hippies!